Welcome back to A Minute with Chelsea. This is my Christmas vlog. This is Christmas morning for me. So my tree is still up, my lights are still up, and I am watching Harriet the Spy because it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It is in fact the reason I wanted to become a writer and why I went to school for writing and why I became a writer and editor. Now I do communications and marketing and filming, but you know, it's all the same. It's still a daily journal. I made sure my house was all tidied up and clean and nice so I would feel really good about the whole day because this is usually a really hard day for me. I also turned on The Grinch and then I took a shower and got ready for the day. We even did a red lipstick. We did some Christmas tree cake earrings. We have a whole Christmas outfit, a Taylor Swift shirt. I don't know if you remember this from 2 years ago, but I sometimes go down to Russellville, which is a hard place for me to go anyway. Russellville is where my friend was murdered. It's a whole thing. It's where my parents live. It's just hard for me to be there. But my good friend Leah, who has been my best friend since I was about 3.5 years old, we met in preschool. She was known as Other Best Friend, my friend who was murdered. So every year on Christmas, we try to get together. Nona was murdered on the 15th. Her birthday was on the 26th. And Leah lives in another city, and so do I. So we meet in Russellville at our friend Brandi's house. And Brandi usually cooks us really good food, and we have a really good time, and we just like catch up and we talk shit about people from high school. So I didn't want to show up empty-handed, so I decided to make Christmas tree cake dip, which I've never made in my entire life. It is just softened cream cheese, 2 boxes of Christmas tree cakes, a splash of milk, and then a bunch of green sprinkles or red sprinkles or whatever sprinkles you want, and a tub of melty Cool Whip, like softened Cool Whip. Don't use the frozen kind. I let mine sit out for about an hour before I started making this. You take a mixer, a hand mixer, and you mix everything together except the Cool Whip. Then you slowly like fold that in so you don't take all the floof out of it. And then once everything is mixed together and, combined, you add sprinkles on top. You're supposed to use red and green. I only had green. It's whatever. And then you top it with a giant Christmas tree cake, which I used 2 because I felt like that was important for some reason to have 2. I also transferred it into a smaller bowl because this one was just for mixing and it was all messy. So this one's the cute bowl, extra sprinkles for me. I love them. And 2 Christmas tree cakes on top. And then I put the little lid on the bowl and I got ready to head to Russellville to go to Brandi's house. I also brought wine and I brought graham crackers to dip into the Christmas tree cake dip. And yes, I've been listening to Sharp Objects. I think it's the 5th or 6th or 7th time I've listened to this book. When I got to Russellville, it's always a little hard, but getting to Brandi's house makes you feel better because she's got puppies and everyone is just so freaking nice and they're so welcoming and they're so warm. I just feel at home when I'm there and I just feel I'm really grateful to Brandi for hosting this, and also look at all the food she made for us. And she makes stovetop and that shit. I love it. I love it so much. We had some little bacon wrapped dates, some deviled eggs, some little jalapeno poppers, broccoli and cheese, a ham, mashed potatoes that she made homemade. That's my bestie, Leah, from high school. There she is. We had some red wine. We had some white wine. We had all the different kinds of wine. It's Christmas, okay? And this, oh my goodness, look at that baby. He's so happy. After we ate dinner, we had some dessert, we had some Christmas tree cake dip, and we also had some pie because Brandi made apple pie and she made a pumpkin pie. And then she was like, oh my goodness, there's no whipped cream for the pie. And I look over and she's just putting heavy cream into a bowl and whipping it with a mixer. And I'm like, okay, girl, look at my little best friend. I've made a bestie. And Leah's brother was there, which was crazy to me because I haven't seen Leah's brother since we were children. Here are the homemade pies that were delicious. Oh, she also gave us ice cream. Brandi, you are the hostess with the mostest. I just think you're the best. I love you so much. After we had our drinks and our dinner and our desserts and our friendship, we sat around by the fire, which is, yes, just a television fire, and we chit-chatted and had some good times. Then we all said goodbye to each other. Then it was time for me to head back home and to take my makeup off and go to